Hello all and welcome to another Kevin Entertainment video. Welcome to day 3 of Video Palooza 2026. It is the full series review and my thoughts on the show NCIS, Naval Criminal Investigative Service. For 19 seasons, it stars Mark Harmon and David McCallum for sure. Brian Denetson's in it for most of those. Michael Wheatley's in it for the first 10 or 11. Sean Murray is in it for all 23, if I remember correctly. And then Cote de Pablo is in it off and on. So is Emily Wickersham, Wilmer Valderrama, Paula Peretti, Dana Reasonover, and Rocky Carroll. So, it's your normal police procedural, and Gary Cole's in it too. It's your normal police procedural in that it's a detective show, obviously. It deals with Navy crimes, Marine crimes, military crimes of the ilk. Spin-offs have been NCIS Los Angeles, NCIS Sydney, NCIS Hawaii, NCIS New Orleans, NCIS I think that's it, but there might be more. If I'm missing some, my apologies. But there have been plenty of spin-offs, but this is the main derivative show. I finally caught up on all 23 seasons. What I like about the show, we're going to go in that. What I like about the show is over 23 seasons, it has long-term storytelling in that criminals and criminals happen long-term, like crimes happen long-term, and criminals get away sometimes, but then some eventually get caught, some don't, which is all well and good. It is what it is. What else do I... but you have long-term character development, too. You get to know these characters on a most detailed level. Don't want to say intimate because they're characters, but I guess intimate, no more intimate than you would for a character who is in a book that you spend many books in a series with. It is detailed, it is intimate. This was David McCallum's last gig as he passed away during season 22 or 21 of the filming of the show, and he had since dialed his appearances back by then because he was unfortunately ill. He was a great member of the show. I love the camaraderie. I love the full-on nature of the show. I love everything about the show. There is one fault that you see with any long-running show, is it gets a bit formulaic. It gets a bit long in the tooth. Not that it gets bad, but it's especially noticeable on how I watched it, which was binge watching it. It is just, it's formulaic. It is, but it is very bingeable. It's on Paramount Plus. The whole series is on Paramount Plus. It is good. And even with the cast changes over time, like when Paula Peretti leaves, which I guess, but if you follow the news, you know that people leave the show. I knew they left the show long before I got to the episodes where they left the show. That's why I don't consider those spoilers, because if you follow the show, if you're a fan of the show, that's not really spoilers, trust me. But it is, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? It is what it is. The show is good. The show has a bunch of character growth, a bunch of case growth. I love the cinematography, like how it grays out and lets you know what's going to be happening at the end. Gives you like a snapshot of the end of the scene before the scene starts. That is an NCIS specific thing that I've seen, and I love that because it's like it leaves you wondering, well, how do we get to that point? And it does it on all throughout the episode, because you know when you're going to commercial break when that happens, because it'll gray out and kind of show you that, hey, that which we foreshadowed did happen. I love how it does that. My favorite character is well, it was Gibbs for a long time, because I just love the way that Gibbs glued the team together. Right now it's Sean Murray, but I think I read in the news that he might be leaving the show. Don't quote me on that. But I just love how the show just keeps trucking along, even though the cast members change over time. Like, you get fresh faces, which in turn keeps the show fresh, but also you get the familiarity, you get the camaraderie, you get the character growth, you get the great crime solving. TV crime solving, I'll grant you. TV crime solving, I will most assuredly grant you. But it's still, it is what it is, because of the nature of the show. Now, there is one thing in season 23, which I will not spoil, that I did not like and I do not agree with. I am going to continue on with the show, though, to see if there's any, well, first of all, I like the show for one thing. Second of all, I want to see what they're going to do to kind of spurt the show forward, because I think they did this in a way to spurt the show forward. This isn't the way I would have done it, but I think they did it as a way to spurt the show forward. I love how a lot of the actors have gone on to direct episodes in the show as well. For me, it's fun TV, it's comfort TV, it's a show I can watch on my own, because my mom doesn't like NCIS, or hasn't really watched it, and hasn't sat down and watched it in 23 seasons at basically 22 episodes a season. Some have less, some have more, but the average is about 22 episodes a season. Is a daunting task. So who should watch this series? Well, anybody that likes good detective shows, that liked CSI, that likes Blue Bloods, that likes High Potential, that likes The Rookie, would all, I think, like the show, because at times the show can be comical, at times it can be gritty, at times it can be thought-provoking, and at times it can be just pulse-pounding thrill ride. It can be all those things in one. So for me, anybody that likes that should be watching the show. If you don't like it, then you're probably not watching it. Streaming has given you a chance to start from the beginning and go from there. So I recommend you do that. I'm going to try to find the show that it spun off from, because NCIS was a spinoff from JAG. I'm going to try to find JAG and try to watch JAG all the way through. I don't know if it's on streaming though, but I am going to try to find that out. But for me, it's 7 popcorns out of 10. 7.5 popcorns out of 10 for this show. I do have to dock it for its formulaic nature, even though when I'm in the mood for it, that's what I go for. But I could see where some people would say formulaic nature might be a problem, and rightfully so, I have to be honest. And I would dock it too, because a lot of times, and this isn't just me watching the whole series, but a lot of times, their mysteries are a little bit paint by numbers. Very simple, not hard to guess. And on those episodes that happens, you could argue that the mystery is not the point. But I would say the mystery is indeed the point. But I will say this: I love the show. I find it entertaining. I find it my go-to show when I feel like watching something good. So I personally can't wait for season 24. Yes, I said 24. It's a long-running show. Almost as long as MASH now. I think MASH ran for 30 years. But it's getting up there with MASH. And there seems to be no end in sight, as NCIS season 24 is coming out in the fall. So I'm excited. You should be excited. Let me know in the comments down below if you watched NCIS, or if you plan on watching NCIS. There is NCIS Origins. You're probably going to get a season 2 review for that as well during Video Palooza, or a little bit after. I don't know, because I'm still kind of running things out. But this is where I normally say, you know, I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. Please ding the notification bell to be notified when I upload a video. But because we're in the throes of Video Palooza, you've got the June 2026 book haul, physical book haul to look forward to tomorrow. So be ready for that. And until next time, which is tomorrow, I'll see you again soon. Happy watching, and peace.